What's going on, guys? So today we are looking at what's going to happen on these pairs. I didn't trade last night. I decided to sleep in and just because I already made 4%, so I just didn't really feel like getting up early and trying to trade something that I was too tired to get up for. So I just decided to sleep in and come back tonight or tomorrow and seeing what's available. And so far, with the big move up and down, we are in a range inside of Euro USD. So just keep that in mind. But also keep in mind we are still bearish on a higher time frame. So the best thing to be looking for in this instance overall is sells. And currently, what I'm trying to look for is some sort of false move up because it is getting ready for a consolidation, right? Because at the moment it's consolidating, but that could be either a continuation pattern down or it could be getting ready for some sort of bearish triangle. In which case, if it is a bearish triangle, then we'll see a stop hunt high, retest maybe the low here for resistance, and then supply, and then look for a drop back down to retest that or continue. But ultimately, I am looking for bearish. I didn't say for sure to the paid members that this was going to be the bearish move because, like I said, it's in a range and it can pretty much do whatever it wants. But I am looking at this thing being bearish. So come around New York time, I am expecting this to push up a little bit, and by that time, I'll know whether or not I want to get in. And that's kind of the same thing that we're looking for with GBP USD. It's in a range. I actually didn't want people to go over this pair tonight just because of, I mean, it's not as pretty, right? It's not very fluent. It's stuck in the middle. Euro USD, I know Euro USD better. It's just kind of like that pair that I just get, I understand it a little bit cleaner. But then GBP USD, it does similar moves to Euro USD, but not all the time. And it is a little bit more volatile. So what I'm essentially saying is like wait on this pair. I think we could have better setups and it would be better for everybody overall if we just had the nicer setup. But let's see where this is at. If it does plan on going down, and because it is also in a range while also being in a higher time frame downtrend, the best move will be for this thing to push up and then eventually go back down. So that's what I'm looking for on that. And then we have USD JPY, which USD JPY, for those of you that have been following along, I've had this drawn out for the last 2 months now, and it finally completed that pattern last night and pushed up. But the thing is, instead of it actually reversing, I at the moment still see it continuing. So the 4 hour time frames, the 1 hour time frames, all of them are just saying continuation. There is no pattern, there is no reversal. Everything that at least when it's in the zone, the most that I'm seeing at the moment is a drop back down, but also consolidation. So like maybe not like the best time to get in for like a automatic buy, just because form that, especially since it's a very pivotal point in the market. I do believe we can see it drop tonight, but it might not be like the massive push up to continue, right? So it could hit and then it might uh, draw itself out until the next day, and then we can see it continue move. So just be careful on USD JPY, but know for sure that the USD JPY is going to continue. That's my core belief. And then there is one thing I want to go over. I'll add in a little bonus here. Is gold. Gold actually formed a perfect breakout. So like for here, so you have the USD JPY. I drew this pattern like this, and when it broke out, I had this drawn out so that it would eventually work its way up to that high and then eventually reverse, right? But gold here, look what gold did. It has the same pattern. It shot up. I didn't draw up the zone because I wasn't paying attention to gold this week. And then it hit the zone perfectly, and look what it did. It immediately reversed. It's a very good signature trade, and it's also divergent on a daily time on a 4 hour time frame. So what I'm seeing is essentially is this being divergent, telling me that this is going to reverse, it's going to drop down lower. And then when it drops down lower, I'm going to look for a pullback. And that pullback is going to be my entry to continue down into like the 1940s area, right? So that's going to be a really cool thing to watch. So I have my eyes set on gold, but not until it drops lower and gives me a break of structure, because that's what I need to do. And on top of that, it hasn't hit the 4 hour water yet, right? It needs to hit that. And if it decides to maybe continue down a whole extra day even farther, I could capture it, but it needs to hit this zone first. It needs to hit these EMAs, and it's either going to throw a reversal pattern back up, or it's going to throw a continuation pattern in which it consolidates and then it will drop. So I'll know that going into New York session tomorrow. and I think you guys should be good on some of the pairs, but let's look in to see what happens. But New York session is going to give us a lot of clarity and going forward for the rest of the week. But with that being said, I'll end it here and I will see you guys on the next one tomorrow. Peace.